It's not just menopause, it's so many things that are happening to you at 40, whether you want to pivot in your career, you're taking care of two generations, you have, your elderly parents, but then you also have kids at the home or you have kids in college. Like you're in between generations and no one's talking about like all these changes that are happening to women at 40. And so I was like, well, let's talk about it. At the time, I didn't even realize how it would grow into be this movement of just amazing women.
That was Tammeca Rochester, founder of Harlem Cycle and co-creator of the Redefining Wellness Fit Over 40 event. And this is Epicenter NYC. We connect our communities to news, information, and each other. I'm your host, Amber Castillo. Turning 40 is a milestone, but for many women, it's also a moment of transition, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Between navigating career pivots, caring for both aging parents and growing children, and adjusting to changes in their own bodies, women in this stage of life are often left searching for guidance and community. That's where Redefining Wellness Fit Over 40 comes in. What started as a simple idea, bringing women together to openly discuss the realities of life after 40, has evolved into a movement. This multi-day event, co-created by two fitness professionals, is more than just about workouts. It's about redefining what wellness truly means across every dimension: physical, emotional, financial, mental, and sexual well-being. Today, I sit down with Tammeca Rochester, founder of Harlem Cycle and co-creator of this event, to talk about the inspiration behind it, the importance of building a community where women feel seen, and why now is the time to take ownership of our well-being. Before we jump in, a quick message from our team.
Hi, I'm Mariana from the Epicenter NYC team with a quick health update. Flu, RSV, COVID, and stomach viruses are creating an epidemic, making public spaces, including schools, virus hotspots. Watch for norovirus symptoms like vomiting, RSV's sneezing and congestion, and the flu's high fevers and fatigue. Hydration, rest, and staying home when sick help keep families healthy. Protect your community. Wash your hands, clean surfaces, and keep up with vaccines. Need more info? Email hello@epicenter-nyc.com or text 917-818-2690.
Now back to the show. Here's my conversation with Tammeca.
Hi, I'm Tammeca Rochester. I am owner and founder of Harlem Cycle.
Could you tell us about what sparked the idea for redefining wellness, fitness over 40?
It was one of those moments where it was early February and I was thinking, I wish I had all the answers for what's happening at 40. I'm in my 40s and I was like, everyone's talking about like all these different things. You see celebrities are talking about it now on menopause and all these things are happening. And I was like, well, why are we just hearing about this? But I was like, but it's not just menopause. It's so many things that are happening to you at 40, whether you want to pivot in your career, you're taking care of two generations, you have, your elderly parents, but then you also have kids at the home or you have kids in college. Like you're in between generations and no one's talking about like all these changes that are happening to women at 40. And so I was like, well, let's talk about it. And so that was kind of really the idea behind it was let's get a whole bunch of women, 40 plus in a room. Let's share with each other, dig deeper into the issues that are really prevalent to us at this pivotal moment in our lives. And like, let's just put it all on the table. And so that was really the thinking behind it. And at the time, I didn't even realize how it would grow into be this movement of just amazing women. I had reached out to my friend, Nikki Kimbrough, who's my co-host and a co-producer with this. From there, the first conversation me and Nikki had, it went on for like 2 hours because we were like, oh, no, we should do this, we should do that, all the things. And so it just blossomed from there.
Could you say a little more about what Nikki does and how you guys initially met?
Yeah, so Nikki's also a fitness trainer in New York City. She owns Get Fit with Nick. We've known each other, we knew of each other, but didn't know each other. But we both were Lululemon ambassadors at the same time. So we kind of met through that ambassadorship program. And then I had interviewed her for my podcast and we were just, immediately the moment I met her, I was like, we're going to have to do something together. I don't know what it is, but we're going to do something together. And so I reached out to her in February when I had the idea and Nikki was like, let's do it. And it's been amazing since because it's two women in fitness, two different brands. She's more personal training. She works with elite athletes. And I've, of course, been in the cycling world. And so bringing our communities together and bringing our expertise together has really been like the cherry on top, I'd say.
And would you say a vast portion of both of your communities are women over 40?
Well, with Harlem Cycle's demographic is actually very wide. With cycling, we have people 20s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I even have a client who's in her 80s, and also across both genders. So it's very wide for us. And Nikki actually works with elite athletes who are in high school and college. So it's we both have like a very mixed demographic of people. But we're in our 40s. And because we're in our 40s, we're experiencing this. And what we even saw last year, we had women in their 30s reaching out like, can I come? And I'm like, of course. Because I wish people would have told me about these life changes and these pivots that are going to happen, so that when it happened, I'd be like, this is why I feel this way. This is what's happening with me. This is what's going on emotionally with me. This is what's going on mentally with me. Though it's the conversation is geared towards women over 40, everyone is welcomed. And we're seeing that a lot more 30-year-olds are like, I need to be in this room.
How would you say this event helps, especially women over 40, although I know not just women over 40, feel more empowered and visible in their lives?
Oh my gosh, I can't even put it into words, but it's being able to be in a space with women who get it. They understand what is happening. They may have already been through it, or they're going through it now with you, but also are able to share from their experience and their life lessons. So you leave out of there like, at least I have some knowledge and a path of action. And so it empowers you to really take control of those things. Nikki's favorite thing is to say it's way deeper than push-ups and squats. Like, back when we were younger, it was like, you just go to the gym, you do push-ups, you do squats, you do all the things, you're good, good, good. It's so much deeper than that. And that's why we actually are making sure that we're doing it from a emotional, from a financial, from a mental, from a spiritual, from a sexual, and from a physical standpoint. Checking all the points of things that make us well. And so you leave out of there not only just empowered, but you leave out of there with a self-actualization of what I plan on doing with the rest of my life and how I plan on spending the other half of my life.
Yeah. And within those dimensions, what are some of the topics or activities that have been coming up for you and your communities that you're hoping to delve into?
Yeah. So, well, I'll even tell you about this year. So this year's activities, which we always start with, there's always some level of movement. So for instance, like Friday night this year, we're starting with physical and sexual night. So we start with, a meditation and yoga stretch to open our hips, open our bodies, and open our minds to what's going to happen for the weekend. Then we go into a panel discussion where we have Dr. Michelle as well as Brenda Braxton, who has Pause by Brenda. And they're talking through, sexual liberation, getting into our bodies. What's also going, we have Dr. Michelle on the panel who's going to tell us what's happening with our bodies at this moment as it's going through some changes and why certain things may feel a little different. And then you have Brenda who's like, yeah, but we still sexy and we still got it and we're still cute and we're still all the things. And then from there we'll have, like a moment to pause and take just a moment to connect and reconnect with each other. We'll have some mocktails and some dinner. And then we'll end with like a soca class where we can, wind those hips and get sexy and leave liberated and know that we're fully who we are in this moment and really just tapping into our bodies. That's just Friday.
I know you had mentioned celebrities are speaking more about menopause. Could you speak about whether you do think that people feel more comfortable talking about and being real about what that might feel like beyond these big tropes?
Yeah, no, I will say I thank heavens for the internet and for social media because I think it's normalizing a lot of conversation. And so I do think people are getting more comfortable in who they are, as well as being comfortable in speaking about these things more publicly, then it's normalizing. It's like once we start openly talking about things that are happening and people are like, wait a minute, that's me too. Oh, let me share my story. Let me do this. It starts normalizing the conversation. And so thank heavens those conversations are happening. Shout out to the celebrities that are really like bringing it up. And so I do think it is becoming more normalized. I do think there's a lot of work to be done because there's a lot of work to be done, even from the medical field. Like you have doctors who are misdiagnosing women and just be like, oh, it must be menopause just because you're over a certain age. And you're like, no, like listen to my symptoms. The conversation's out there, but I think we need a lot more conversations. And I think we need to now empower us as individuals that when we go into those doctor's office, when we go into these different places, that we're equipped to have those conversations with our doctors and be like, no, this is what's happening and I need you to pay attention.
Right. And considering that menopause is often experienced differently also in Black and Brown communities,
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering how this event also creates space for these diverse experiences to be acknowledged.
Yeah, I mean, it's because though we have experts in the room, I find the experts are also in the audience, right? It's sharing our stories, sharing with everyone that's in there. And because we have such a diverse group of women that are in the room across ethnicities, across socioeconomic background, across all the different, across neighborhoods, all the things, it helps with the conversation of like, wait a minute, oh, that doesn't happen to me, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. But okay, let me talk to this person because we can connect. So having the diverse, I think because our clientele is so diverse and the people that attend are so diverse, it really opens our eyes to say, okay, just because it didn't happen to me doesn't mean this is not a real thing. Like this is this is a real thing. But it's really, I find that the audience is equally an expert, not just the panels that we have.
And is there something about Harlem Cycle's approach to community that you think also fits into the mission of this upcoming event?
Yeah. So, everything we do here is always been about community. To me is, the money will come if you're not making a difference in your community, then it's not worth it. And so for me, it's, everything we've always done has been about community. We do free outdoor hikes, we do free outdoor bike rides, we do all these different things just to kind of get people moving and get people, familiar with just like taking care of themselves, taking care of wellness. And so with this, it was like, okay, there's a community of women out there that we need to tap into their power and bring them together and let them see just how magical they are. And create this like network of women. And it's so amazing because last year, we gave out these like belt bags to all the women that attended. And so as I'm like walking through the streets of Harlem now, I'll be like, you were there. It's like, and it's like this little, it's like, oh, we see each other. And it's like we've created this community of women who were going through things and are now just like connected forever through conversation and through life experiences and through really finding that space where they could just be themselves.
Were there any like lessons or things attendees really wanted to hear more about last year that you're bringing into this year's event?
Yeah. So last year, we did our financial and the panel was only an hour and a half. And people were like, excuse me, I need more time. Everyone was like, I need more. I need to dig deeper into this topic. I need to know about my retirement planning. I need to know about my 401k. I need to know about my life insurance. How am I going to leave wealth behind? Like, I need more. And so we're digging deeper in. We're going further in with the financial. We even have Citizens Bank coming this year who talk about wealth management and wealth planning. We have Kessus coming back because people were like, I need to see him again. And I got more questions. So he's coming back this year. So we took those feedbacks and it was like, we got to amplify the conversation a little bit more for what people were wanting. And then people also said they were like, I want to spend a little bit more time getting to know the people that were in the room as well. So we have more moments of connection, more moments of really being able to share with the community that's there.
And can you speak a little bit about where the event is going to be at and how the location or the venue really plays into this mission of empowerment that I'm hearing about, this visibility, this community connection?
Yeah. So this year, the whole event is in Harlem. And because we wanted to keep it local, we wanted to keep it where, our Harlem business can also benefit from it. So we're having our kickoff event, which our kickoff event is March 27th at PB Brasserie, which is the new steakhouse in Harlem. Amazing venue. And that event is free. So we want everyone to come out. We have a night of partying. We dance. We have some cocktails. Like, let's kick off the weekend in celebration of what's about to happen. And so that's 60 West 125th Street. Between Lenox and Fifth. So it's in Harlem, one of our local businesses. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're at the Smile Building in Harlem, which is in East Harlem on 126th Street between Lexington and 3rd. And, we wanted to keep everything local to the community while also making sure we're tapping into local businesses. So like every day we're getting catered from a local Harlem business. We're getting, we're making those partnerships so that as our communities, they're enjoying it. We're also making sure we're giving back to our community that I'm a part of, particularly with Harlem Cycle. And Nikki lives in Harlem too.
And what advice would you give, especially women over 40 who are hesitant to, start this new wellness journey for themselves or this new fitness journey?
There is no perfect time. Everyone's like, well, once I get through this, or once the work slows down, or once my child's in college, or just start. And just start means go for a walk. Take a moment to drink a smoothie in the morning. Take a moment to journal a little bit. Take a moment to read a couple of pages of a book that you've been longing to read. Just start. Like, there's no perfect time. There will never be a perfect time. There will always be something that happens. So just take that moment now and start now.
Is there any experience that you could share that maybe someone in your Harlem Cycle community or someone maybe from the last time you had this event spoke to you maybe about how this was transformative for them, or how, it helps them take that first step you just talked about in terms of their wellness journey?
We definitely had clients afterwards who were like, after this, I went to see my doctor and I was like, I need this, this, and this done. And we had several clients that were like, I decided I'm going to get a personal trainer. I decided I'm going to do this. It's like, I've been saving this money just for a rainy day. But then realizing that my life is going down, like my not just my life expectancy, but me being able to carry through life in the way that I want to is going down because I'm saving for a rainy day. But the rain is coming down. We don't even realize it. And so they, are investing behind personal training. They're investing behind their wellness now. And I think that was very revolutionary for them because we've been, again, socialized and thinking that we need to save just in case, or we need to this just in case, which we should save because that's part of the financial wellness. But we should also make sure that we're taking care of ourselves now so that our 80-year-old bodies will thank us for it. And so for us, it was very, it's amazing to hear those testimonies from our clients who are telling us, like, this is what I did after this. I pivoted and decided I'm going to invest behind my wellness. I'm going to invest time. I'm going to block out time on my calendar every day. Like, these little small moments that have been making a difference for them in the past year.
Wow, yeah, that sounds very powerful. Is there anything I didn't ask that you wanted folks to know about this Redefining Fitness After 40 event coming up?
Well, it's coming up soon. It's March 27th through 30th. The 27th is our free kickoff party at PB Brasseries, but you do have to RSVP. And then the 28th, 29th, and 30th, we are at the Smile Building in Harlem for 3 full days of programming. So check it out online. Sign up now. If you can't make all 3 days, we do have where you can pick which session you go to. If you want to do just one session, this is the time, guys. We really have to invest behind our wellness.
If you're feeling inspired to take control of your wellness journey and connect with a community of incredible women, don't miss Redefining Wellness Fit Over 40, a weekend dedicated to fitness, health, and empowerment. The event kicks off with a free lunch party on March 27th at PB Brasserie in Harlem. Then, from March 28th to the 30th, join a lineup of expert-led sessions at the Small Building in Harlem, covering everything from fitness and nutrition to financial wellness, sexual health, and career growth. Head to redefiningwellnessfitover40.com to get all the details and grab your spot. And don't forget to follow at Harlem Cycle and at Get Fit with Nick on Instagram to stay updated. And if today's episode resonated with you, share it with a friend. We'd also love to hear from you. Leave us a review or reach out to us at hello@epicenter-nyc.com. That's all for today. Thanks for listening, and thanks for supporting us as we do our best to support our community. We couldn't do it without you. For more stories like this, make sure to subscribe to our newsletter at epicenter-nyc.com. Our intro music is All the Pretty Horses by Caravika. You can find more of their music on their website, linked to in our podcast description.